All right. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to the CodeHS Preparing for the Year webinar.
I'm Erin. I'm the Director of Customer Success at CodeHS. I'll be helping out with questions as Bianca leads the webinar today.
Hi everyone, I'm Bianca. I'm a Customer Success Manager here at CodeHS. I help teachers use CodeHS in their classroom successfully throughout the year, and I'm excited to help support you all this year. So before we dive into the specifics of CodeHS, I'd like to start by telling you a little bit more about ourselves. CodeHS is a comprehensive teaching platform for helping schools teach computer science. We are focused on providing students in schools with high quality computer science curriculum and the tools and resources necessary for teachers to support their students. So with this in mind, we do offer web-based curriculum, teacher professional development, teacher resources, and then also standard aligned lessons and activities. So all of this summed up is our mission statement. We believe that coding is a foundational skill like reading and writing. It opens up the potential for creativity, problem solving, countless career opportunities. All the work we do is built on this belief and on the premise that any teacher can successfully lead a coding class or unit. So this goes into our agenda for today's webinar. So today we will be exploring some of the CodeHS courses. We'll go over how to set up your classes, utilize any first aid teacher resources, show you where that is, and then identify any CodeHS support systems. I also want to just mention and emphasize that today's webinar is just an introductory. We will be following up with webinars which will go into more detail on our CodeHS tools and resources.
And also a couple more reminders that we are recording this, and we do send out our recordings after and post them in our knowledge base. And if you do have questions while we're going through today, there's a Q&A tool, and that's going to be the best way to get your questions answered. You can write into the Q&A, and then we will get back to you either live on the webinar or through the text, and we'll send you a message.
Awesome. Thanks, Erin. So we've built over 12 courses that serve students in grades 6 through 12, everything ranging from introduction to cybersecurity to AP computer science principles. So I'm going to just go ahead and switch gears here and navigate to the course catalog. So the course catalog is a place where you can search and view the courses you want to teach throughout the year. So in this case, let's say I want to teach a Python class this year. I want an introductory Python class for my middle school students. So this is a course, I'm planning on teaching for my students. So what's really nice about the course catalog is you can view the units within the course in just a click. I can pull up the syllabus for the course. And this will help me when I'm pacing kind of the curriculum throughout the semester or the year. So here you can see a course breakdown. You can view the course as a student. You can learn more about the course and how it has been built. So the format, who's it for? And then last but not least, if this is a course you definitely want to use with your students, you can assign it as well to your sections. So this leads us to our next step in our agenda is how to create a section. But I'll pause right here for any questions that we may have.
There's no questions at this time, but just want to reiterate that we're first going in and exploring our courses because we know that that's one of the first steps in making sure you have a successful year, which is picking the right curriculum for your students and meeting them at the level at which they're at. There's a lot of different options, and you always have the CodeHS team to ask questions about what's the best fit for you. We want to make sure you know that the course catalog is here to explore your options.
Awesome. So once you've kind of decided on a course for the year, we do have a couple of tips going forward. Is definitely go through the course as a student. It's really important to preview what students will be working on ahead of time. And then also just a reminder, we do offer professional development courses on CodeHS. So if that's something you are interested in, you can reach out to your assigned customer success manager or reach out to sales@codehs.com. All right.
And still no questions so far.
All right, thanks. Okay, so we'll move on to setting up your sections and inviting students. So far we've seen the course catalog, and once you make a decision on which courses you want to teach, before you do anything else, you want to make sure that you have your sections set up so you can view the tools and resources that are associated with the course that you're going to be teaching. So I'm going to switch gears here again. I'm going to log into my CodeHS account. So here is my teacher dashboard. So once you're logged in, if you're not sure you're on the right page, you can always navigate to your name on the left-hand side. Click on the blue drop-down, select teacher, and then this will take you to your dashboard. And then this is also a place where you can create new sections. So to create a new section, you'll click on Create New Section, located on the right-hand side of this dashboard. Type in a name here, so Rama, period 2. So once you've typed in a name for your section, you'll go ahead and select a course. So you will notice that there is a Your Courses section and then a CodeHS Courses section. The Your Courses is, if you've built a section previously, any courses that are linked to those sections will be hosted in Your Courses. So if you'd like to reuse any assignments and configurations for specific sections that you've created previously, you'll select it here. If you want to start from a clean slate, you'll go ahead and select a CodeHS course below. So in this case, I want to start on a clean slate. I'm going to select a course here. Say you want to assign computing ideas. All right, and my section is created. So one thing to keep in mind is once you create a section, it does default to free. If your school has purchased CodeHS Pro, you'll want to reach out to your assigned customer success manager to get this switched to Pro. Any questions so far?
Just want to reiterate that as well, Bianca, because I know that's something that teachers typically have questions with. So again, whenever you create a section, it will be listed as free until someone on our team upgrades it to Pro. And the Pro will have a green label.
Yeah, and I can show that to you right here. Let me just go back to my dashboard. So you can see right now I do have one Pro section, and the one I just created is free. So just like Erin said, reach out to your customer success manager so they can switch it to Pro.
Great. And the Pro is what will give you access to the tools and resources and the lesson plans and the things to manage your classroom.
All right, so now we'll kind of dive into how to enroll students in your course. So once your section is created, you'll click into the section that you want students to be enrolled in. So in this case, I'm in Rama period 2. I want students to be enrolled in here. So what I would do as a teacher, I would share this URL to them. You also have the option to invite your students via email. And I'll go ahead and just demo what that would look like. So I'm going to just copy this link. Paste the URL over here. And if a student does not have a CodeHS account, it will take them to this registration page where they'll put in their name, their email address, password, class code is automatically filled in. The student also has the option to sign up with Google, but once they're done signing up, it will automatically enroll them in your section. All right. If a student already has a CodeHS account, they'll log into CodeHS, do the same exact thing. They'll just paste this URL in their web browser and it'll automatically enroll them in your course. So I'm going to go back to my teacher dashboard, go into my pro section here because I wanted to dive into some of the teacher tools that you have. So one thing, there are a few tools that I'm going to just highlight today. So one of the main ones are assignments and then course settings. Before I jump into that, I just want to see if anyone has any questions before we move on.
Before we move on, I think, can people raise their hands if they've already set up a section on CodeHS this year? Great. Looks like majority of people have set up a section, and then raise your hand if you have already invited your students and they've enrolled in your section. Okay, so for those whose school has started, it seems like things are underway. So it looked like about half of the attendees have students enrolled and now are at this point. Great.
Awesome. So the assignments page, once you have students enrolled, if you don't have students enrolled, you can still do this as well. The assignments tab will show you kind of the course layout. So it'll show you how many modules are within the course. It will show you how many lessons are within each module, and then any specific assignments within there. So this is all viewed through the assignments page. The next two tools I wanted to just briefly highlight are in course settings. So one of them is access controls. Access controls can be used to pace students in the classroom. So you can configure based on what is available and what's not in terms of locking and unlocking and scheduling. So if a assignment is locked, so I'm going to just lock this here. This is a specific lesson. I went ahead and locked it. That just means that this lesson a student can now not access. So it prevents the students from accessing it once it's locked. You do have the option of scheduling and then also keeping it available.
So one thing about access controls, this would be a great thing as you're preparing, or even if you've started, if you don't want students clicking through all of their assignments and you want to maintain a little bit of control of what they can access, this is a great thing to just lock it, even if it's just the last 3 modules in the course.
Yeah. And that kind of takes us to the next settings that I wanted to highlight, which is setting due dates. So this is also another configuration that can help pace students. Again, you can control this on the module level, the lesson level, and then the specific assignment level. So here you can just set a due date of when you would want, a specific assignment to be due. This helps with keeping students accountable and then also with pacing the class. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to my teacher dashboard. So today we've seen the course catalog, we've created a section, we've learned how to enroll students in the section, took a sneak peek on a couple of our teacher tools for you to use as you're beginning to prepare for your school. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on are some of the resources that we provide you. So on the left-hand side, there is a tab labeled Resources. Here you can find lesson plans, problem guides, handouts, syllabus, solution references. The one thing I wanted to highlight today were our first week resources. And as you can see, we have 3 here. We have week 0, back to school guide, and then the first day teacher checklist. I'm going to just go ahead and click into all 3 so we can take a look at it. And as those are loading, so week 0 here, this can be used kind of through. I recommend that teachers use this, before students dive into CodeHS. I have seen teachers use this throughout the year as well. This offers you lesson plans on community building, setting norms, goal setting, navigating through CodeHS. So this is here for you to use. We also have the first day teacher checklist. This just contains a series of steps that you can take to get fully prepared for the school year. You can also access this at codehs.com/firstday, and then week 0 would be codehs.com/week0. I think we'll go ahead and post that in our chat as well.
Great. And Bianca, if you could just go back to the week 0.
Yes.
So we know that oftentimes teachers are the first weeks of school not getting all into the content and typically have to create lesson plans for things similar to goal setting and setting norms and expectations. So definitely check these out and click around. You can always tweak them so that they fit what you'd like to do in your classroom, but I think they can definitely give some good ideas, even if you've already started school.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So the last thing to wrap up our webinar, I wanted to show you where you could find additional resources. So as you're going through CodeHS in the classroom, if you have any questions, you can always access our toolbox. Under support, we have a knowledge base. This is where all of our help articles are housed. Go ahead and click on it here so you can take a quick look at it. Let's say you had a question about assignments, something that we went over today, but you wanted a little bit more information. You can use the search bar, type in a keyword, and help articles will populate underneath. Another way to contact us is just by clicking here, contact us. And then the best way I would say is just utilize the message bubble in the lower right-hand corner. Go ahead and click on it. Click Start New Conversation. Type in a question that you may have that you can't find maybe in the knowledge base, and it'll go directly to our team and we'll be able to help respond and answer anything that you may have. We'll go ahead and end the webinar here with any questions that you may have. And yeah, you are more than welcome to stay, type in your questions. And then Erin, did you have anything else to add before we wrap it up?
There was one question that came in, which was when you went to course settings from your section, can you set up access controls and due dates without students having been enrolled yet? So are those available? Can you do that before students enroll?
Yes. So before students enroll, these are settings that you can go ahead and configure ahead of time. Yes.
So if school hasn't started for you, this would be a great thing to do during some of your training sessions before the students come into the school building for long-term planning, setting your due dates, and just starting with some classroom management of not letting them access all of the entire course.
All right, so we'll hang out. We'll be here for about a few more minutes answering any questions that you may have. But if you're good to go, we will see you at the next webinar.
And just to note that we will be having some more webinars that are going to go more in depth on assignment. So if you have some questions about that, that's going to be covered in upcoming webinars, as well as another webinar that covers some of the basics, tools, and resources. So today we didn't go into lesson plans and other things like that. The next webinar will definitely do that, and how to manage the basics from CodeHS to set up your classroom successfully. And we just posted a link to our upcoming webinar.